Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Welcome to episode 136 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
And I'm Joey. How's everybody's Batman Day?
Batman Day going well?
I didn't really celebrate it. I should have.
Oh.
Well, you can celebrate it today.
Yeah, I mean, you can during the Batman weekend.
What'd you do? Watch a marathon, Joe?
I watched Batman Hush because it was on the DC Universe app. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
They changed a lot.
Really?
Like
for the better? Or
not really.
Oh,
like,
boy.
They changed like who Hush is.
Oh.
Which
that's not good.
No. It's like,
why?
If this were setting up like a further movies, cool, but like we know that Hush was kind of its own thing. Or not its own thing, but like it was a very like prominent story in the Batman universe. And to change up the lore so much, it just seemed like it was for shock value, and I was like,
right.
I don't really like that.
Oh, that was just a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
and
get
also
that
like
again.
The animation styles have really kind of gone downhill since
have they?
Did Dark Knight Returns come out before Flashpoint?
No, I think it came out after.
I don't know, it's too crisp or something.
They've made a lot of changes. It's not the typical like 90s style that we're all used to, and I think we grew up in that style, so we're used to it.
And to be fair, like the animated series set the present, and then once you got into the Justice League, it seemed to get watered down. Like it looked similar, but it was just not.
Like Batman's voice was the same, which was great.
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about like Bruce Timm or anything. I'm just talking about like the animation styles from like I said, Dark Knight Returns or Flashpoint Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
it's becoming too manufactured.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And like, because like Death of Superman, I liked it, but it was still just like,
yeah, they're drawing him like really weird.
It all just seems the same. Like
it's huge and a big.
It was like way too similar to like Young Justice.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like,
well, the Red Sun looks the same too.
Yeah, and also like with Death of Superman, they put it in like modern times. I'm like, okay, like everybody had cell phones and shit. I'm like,
right. That's a bummer.
But Batman Hush was good, or well, decent, I guess. And then I watched Assault on Arkham, which is like the Arkham game series tie-in. It was more of a Suicide Squad movie, but like
I think I did see
Batman
that one
was in it
a while ago.
Kevin Conroy was like, he was still there, but
nice.
I don't think they could get Mark Hamill. But there's a really cool part in that where like they like have this face off with Batman in Arkham Asylum, and there's this fight between Batman and it's like Black Spider or something, who's like this like mercenary, and like they have a fight, but like smoke surrounds them, so you can't really see anything. And then all of a sudden, Black Spider comes out, and he's like got Batman's belt, and everybody's like, "Holy crap, you killed Batman! Whoa, crazy!" And then like later, they're in the Riddler's trying to remove the bombs from the Suicide Squad's neck. And he's got them like in electric chairs and everything. And then like Waller sets off the bombs. They only go off for like one person. Everybody's like, well, why didn't Black Spiders go off? Because he's like just standing in the corner, like watching like the cops and everything. And Riddler just goes, nice. And they're like, what? And then you find out that Batman switched suits with Black Spider. So it was really Batman like the entire time. And like Joker was like, he confronted Batman, or who he thought was Batman, because like Black Spider was in the bat suit. And he like went to like shoot him like right in the head, and then his head just explodes. He was like, "This is a good gun." So that was really good. And then Man of Steel was on TNT, so I just like put that on just like as like background. And then they had Batman from '89.
Cool.
And yeah, that's kind of what I did. I think I might start either Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins sometime soon for my billionth playthrough.
Nice. Yeah, I think Batman for sure just got a 4K release. I think they did that with all the original films.
Oh yeah, they did. They put them all on Steelbooks.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you happen to see the 4K version of Batman?
No.
I'm just wondering. I'm sure it looks amazing.
Yeah, anytime that you convert something back then, I mean, there's going to be...
I think they went for it though with
Did they?
At least the first Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah, when they do that, that's great. But yeah,
don't put it at 60. Was it 60 FPS or whatever?
Oh, you don't like that?
No, it looks like a soap opera. Like, it looks like real life.
Oh.
And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with a lot of these things. Is my only complaint with the original Batman was that it was so freaking dark. I had to turn up the brightness on my TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's how things go.
I know.
What was Tim Burton? He's so,
It's not that dark. I never had a problem watching it.
Nah, I did. My TV wasn't the best.
But Returns makes such a different turn, you know, because it's basically Burton didn't want to come back unless he could do his own thing. And so, yeah, that's why Returns is so different.
Batman Forever is better than Returns, I think.
Yeah, I kind of think so, too.
Doesn't mean Batman Forever is like a great movie.
No.
It's the one with Val Kilmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Returns...
Baby, I can pay you to my kiss on the road over.
Ooh.
Come for a ride in my love machine, baby. That's when Robin was taking the car out.
Oh, yeah. That's Batboy.
Batboy?
Good one.
What?
You got him. Even though he just suggested that name like a minute ago or whatever. Remember when he was like, what's a good psychic name? Batboy, Nightwing. Everybody was like, oh! But then it never turned into anything.
Robin. Yeah, that was pretty good. It made the world bigger again. I felt Returns made Gotham City feel really small.
It did.
I don't know why, but
well, there was a lot of weirdness.
It was shot on a lot of sets, and Forever did too. But CG came along more, I think, and they were able to really open it up. And yeah, it doesn't work today. It doesn't hold up too well. But back then, when you see the waterfall camera shot. Goes into Wayne Enterprises.
Wayne Manor.
I don't know. I really like... I mean, it could be different. I haven't seen Returns in a while. But, like, in Batman, like, the 89, I really like Gotham. Like, I love how gothic it is and just, like...
Oh, in 89, you said?
Yeah.
I do too.
Everything seems so, like... It seems like a comic book world. I'm like, I believe this. I believe this is a comic book world. I think that's what each Batman has done a good job with, though. They've made their Gotham City their own. Like 89, Gotham City.
R. Kelly,
baby.
Can't do no wrong.
He's like, I'm never coming down from this high.
How could he read his own lyrics?
What? That's right. Can you not read?
No, the dude said he can't read.
Oh, good for him. We don't need to talk about him.
No, rotten jail.
But like each Batman, I think has made done a good job of making each Gotham their own. Like Christian Bale's was like set in Chicago or whatever.
Well, his changed like Keaton's did. Like the Batman Begins, very Chicago, and even the second one very Chicago. But it also they shied away from like. The Wayne Tower didn't have it wasn't Wayne Tower anymore. It didn't have the Wayne symbol, and they didn't have the trains.
The Joker put up a sign on Wayne Tower. It's like more like Lame Tower. Batman's like, no, but that's my building.
They took it into a more real direction with the second one.
Well, and also like Gotham is like New Jersey, so like if it looks like New York, it's fine with me.
Yeah,
because like it's also a fake part of New Jersey, where it's like. They could build a part of New Jersey with like a bunch of tall ass buildings. I believe it. I don't care.
It's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to watch Returns again. Probably around Christmas because it's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
That and Shazam.
That's true.
Good Christmas superhero movies.
Heck yeah.
That is a good movie, Shazam. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Can't wait for Black Adam, baby.
Sounds like you celebrated the right way. I didn't watch anything Batman, sadly. Well, I did watch Titans. Does that count?
Sure. Yeah. I watched Titans too.
I'm liking it so far, the second season.
It's pretty good.
They really retconned, I think, that last episode of season 1. I don't know what.
Well, it's very much the season finale of the first
season. But do you think they cut some of that episode and then shoved it into the first episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because it felt like it was resolved really quickly.
Well, like...
I don't want to spoil anything.
I was talking with a friend, and he said something like, maybe they shot it, the finale, and they weren't sure if they were going to get a second season, but then they got renewed, and... Maybe they just made a last-minute decision.
When they got feedback, so they're like, we got to course correct a little bit. I felt like they have course corrected a little bit.
I don't think there was any course to correct, really.
Well, I'm just saying, I think not everyone liked the way it was going.
Well, not everybody's going to like it. Who cares?
It's just my
enjoyed
theory.
it. So
no, I like it either way. It's very adult-driven. So.
DC, just do what the hell you're going to do. Because
not
we've been down this road before.
Yeah.
And look where we are. We're still talking about it.
I know. I could be wrong, but I just felt like it's changed. But I also know a first season sets up things too. So
sure.
Either way.
The Nightwing suit leaked, like set photos of it.
Looks great.
Looks
like
decent.
A Nightwing suit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little like not blue enough for me. Like it's very
the crest isn't blue.
No, it's blue, but like it's very just like
mellowed down,
like a V.
Oh,
but like and like I think is it New 52 or maybe his new suit has like blue down the arms. So it's just more colorful, but like I'm sure like it'll be fine. Like I'm sure, and like it looks a little bulky maybe, but like I'm sure like on screen it's gonna look
the way they shoot it.
These are set photos.
Yeah,
you
like,
can't.
So it looks
remember whenever
far away because I'm not taking really any of this to heart.
Well, I remember when everybody was ragging on Shazam suit. I mean, then when we saw it in production,
that came with the territory of it being DC.
True.
It was like, look how stupid this is.
Meanwhile, if you look at the MCU behind the scenes, they're all in like pajamas, with guns, and it's like, really?
Yeah. Chris Evans wasn't even wearing the Captain America cowl when he fought Captain America.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They CGI'd it on.
Is it because they wanted to hug his head more? Because the original when he would turn the cloth would come out or something. They I don't know.
Maybe
it did look a little different.
He had complaints about the headgear.
Yeah, that was not a good. It looked good in Endgame because they tweaked it, I think, a little bit. But yeah, that suit does not hold up too well.
Every freaking
it never
movie,
held up.
Every movie
right away,
they
it's like, why does he
suit.
look like this?
Yeah.
Well, Coulson designed it. That's why. Blame Coulson.
Yeah, and now look where he
got
is.
killed. Yeah. Yeah.
6 feet under.
Well, is he though?
I don't care.
All right.
I don't watch S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Thanks for listening to Field of Geeks podcast. I'd like to remind you to please check us out on all social media and most streaming and download platforms. fieldofgeeks.com. Back to the show. We got a variety of topics, cool topics to talk about today, but first we're going to, Mitch's going to sample some new Coke.
Yes, something, yeah.
Not that. No, I don't have that with me today.
Watch as we delve down into the interesting world.
There's coming a banana boat.
So Stranger Things season 3 came out, and Coca-Cola
recently.
Well,
it's been a little while. Yeah,
it's been a while. But anyway, Coca-Cola partnered with them basically to reintroduce the
new Coke.
You can't find it in stores. I had actually ordered off their website.
Yeah.
So I got like 2 cans. This is my last can.
Oh man,
this is it. I thought it tasted okay. It's not as bad as I.
Well, I think everybody was so pissed because it was so close to Pepsi. I think is what I originally heard.
Yeah, it's kind of like they married each other. And
and I never. Well, maybe I tried it. Maybe I didn't. It came out 84.
He's like, your kid sucks.
85.
85. Okay, so I was 4 years old when that came out. So
it was very short.
It was
lived.
And I mean, at 4 years old, do you remember half the shit that you did? I don't. I mean, maybe I tried it. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember it. I just remember my parents going, "Tasted like crap."
Yeah,
I didn't use those exact words, but.
Like, this is bullshit, and they throw it.
I do remember Crystal Clear Pepsi. The re-release did not taste like what I remembered, so we'll see how this tastes.
Like black jelly beans.
No, it wasn't. It was just weird. It messed with your mind.
I liked it back then, but
yeah.
Clear Pepsi always reminds me of the SNL.
Crystal Clear Gravy?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah!
So yeah, we're going to sample this now.
Oh God, I'm so excited.
Whoop ass.
Yeah. Oh,
crack open a can of whoop ass.
5:30 somewhere.
There you go.
It's 10:30 in the morning. Mitch has a problem.
Ooh, listen to that.
That's some ASMR right there.
Mitch.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Sure, you got it.
Yep. I'll wait for you to.
Super mega.
Ooh, Flintstones.
Heck yeah!
These are worth something.
Joey, you want to drink from the can?
No.
Okay.
I'll drink soda.
Here, we'll do a cheers. Let me get away from the equipment, though.
Right. Oh, the glass is cracked.
No, these are old McDonald's glasses when they made them really strong.
They had a farm?
What?
Old McDonald's?
Yes.
You know, the initial smell, it smells like Coke.
Yeah.
He's like a wine connoisseur. You're supposed to spit it back in the cup.
No, I'm not doing that.
Isn't it like Coke and Pepsi together? I think.
It's like a subdued Coke flavor. It still tastes like Coke.
It's not terrible.
No.
I don't think it's terrible.
It's like if you don't want the heartburn of Coke.
There you go. Well, that's good. You liked it. That's the last can, though.
I don't know if he said that.
No, I'd actually enjoy this. This is a good summertime beverage.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it. No, they're not bringing this back, and I'm kind of excited.
Just chug it. There's no point.
I'm enjoying this.
Let's live in the moment.
This is a childhood dream I've never been able to enjoy.
I know. He's shaking.
I don't get the burpees.
Yeah, that's what I noticed the first time. Yeah.
There's a lot of carbonation, but I don't get the burpees. Are you sure this is new Coke?
Yeah, it says it.
It's new.
Oh, let me take that tape off. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, it's just Coke.
Son of a bitch.
No, I'm kidding. It's
New Coke.
We got the can to prove it.
Well, I've tried new Coke, and I liked it.
All right.
Shit.
Here.
We'll see you all next time.
Well, I guess that's the last I'll ever try that.
It'll come back. Stranger Things are going to have another season, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
God, is that good?
Yeah, it was good,
I
right?
wonder what they'll bring back next year.
Crystal Pepsi.
Hey, when Ghostbusters comes out again, I want the Ecto-Cooler.
Ecto-Cooler? Yeah.
I will buy cans of that, and we'll toast here.
Well,
God, that was really good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why did they get rid of it?
You want to collect a can?
Sure.
He's just like,
I'll be damned.
Rated R.
Well,
here we go again.
again.
Who left the fridge open?
Again.
So let's talk this new DCEU deal. Now the source is not, take it with a grain of salt. We're not going to say the source, not going to dog on them, but this is kind of like a what
They've
if.
done this before, so
Yes,
we're just saying,
but some of this
come to your own
is
conclusion.
Actual true what's happening right now. So apparently it seems that J.J. Abrams and James Gunn may run the DCEU. J.J. Abrams just signed a $500 million deal with Warner Media. Mm-hmm. He'll write, produce, and direct across their platforms under the Bad Robot banner.
$500 million? That's what he's
dollars.
Making? Poor guy.
He deserves it though. He's a stand-up guy.
I think he can set things up. I don't know about the finale of things. I don't know. I kind of think he's overrated, but I don't.
Why? Because he messed with your precious Star Trek.
Yes. No.
Star Trek was good.
No, I'm just going back to like Lost and things like that, and I don't know.
Well, I don't put that completely on him.
No,
that was
10 years
writers, of like writers just like not knowing where the ending was going to go.
Right, but it just feels like every project he does is that.
He's good at kicking things off.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like
like who's that guy that does the Stephen King movies?
Stephen King.
No, the guy who like did The Green Mile, who did
Tom Hanks.
Frank Darabont.
Yes.
Really great
Walking
at setting
Dead,
things up.
Yep.
And then he backs out and then things go to shit.
That's doing good.
Well, it was great the first season. And that was all produced by him.
On forever, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you really literally have a show that could go on forever though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I like his.
So everybody dies.
I think he sets up things, really well, and I like how he makes the technology in his films and TV like feel like they exist. Like his Star Wars movie, I really felt like for the first time, lightsaber was like this powerful. It just, I don't know, it
made it more realistic,
right? Yeah. And then the Last Jedi came out and basically shit on everything he set up. So he's playing a little catch up right now.
Yeah.
With this latest film.
I don't know if it's shit on everything. I still like Last Jedi. I thought it was a good movie.
I don't hate it, but I do see some things.
I love people crying about it. I love people crying about it. Luke would never do that.
Luke does.
Well, it wasn't predictable. I'll give it that. But
Luke's not a great character. Luke's not a great hero. He's not that great of a fighter. He lost to a robot twice, and an old dude. His dad.
He didn't lose to his dad. He killed his dad.
No.
He allowed his dad to die.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, shh.
Let me just take that mask off there.
Nose.
What's left of his nose?
Yeah, let me take the mask off. Oh, you want this?
Oh, he can't breathe.
Oh, shit.
Oh, guys, my dad died.
Oops.
He throws him on the pyre. He's like, son, I'm not dead. He's like, start it.
You'll be dead in a minute.
Shut up! You're waking the neighbors.
You're waking the neighbors. Shut up.
Then he saw their.
I'm alive, Brandon. I'm alive. Huh?
Then he saw his dad die, and then he put him on the fire. And then they cheered and walked around.
Kylo got
now
the mask
Palpatine's back or something.
Yeah.
Emperor wait, what?
You've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I've heard him laughing, but who knows if that's true?
Well, what?
I don't know.
Well, it could be a misdirect. That'd be one hell of a misdirect.
What I'm thinking is like, so we saw the whole Dark Ray or whatever with her, like,
yeah, she's a clone.
Retract.
I think there's an army of clones.
Well, I think she's like she's gonna be like the new Anakin because like how Palpatine like kind of made Anakin like his force for the dark side. She's not. I mean, she's just gonna be like his vehicle. Or yes, that's what I meant.
Nope, I'm not even going there with that joke
because it's not good.
It was good.
No,
well,
I laughed.
Yeah, you have everything.
The latest trailer I am bothered by because they show all the starters or the what the hell are their ships called?
Women. You don't like them?
No, the
Millennium Falcon.
No, the
Star Destroyers.
Is that what they're called?
Enterprise.
No, no. The Star Destroyers. Is that what they're called? Or no, that's the Death Star.
Survive and prosper.
No, I think they're called Star Destroyers, right?
What?
I think so.
You had the Death Star,
that
and then you had the Star Destroyers.
Yeah, Star Destroyer that floats in A New Hope, where it takes like 5 minutes for it to come across the screen.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so there's a shot with like a shit ton of them, and it just looks like they just did copy and paste, and it just looks like there's no way they have that many ships. And I also heard they may have a Death Star weapon on each one of them. I'm like, no more Death Star. They can't do anything else other than a Death Star threat. Like, that just feels really stupid.
Hey, everybody wanted Star Wars to come back. You reap what you sow.
Yeah, but there's, like, look at The Mandalorian. They're not even going there. It's just all about on a planet.
We don't know.
Wherever.
I think the problem is that they've listened too much to the fan base, and so they're not doing their own direction, and they're trying to course correct in this third movie. And then by that time, it's already over.
End of the first season of Mandalorian, everybody's just huddled around. They're like, it truly was a Mandalorian. And then it zooms out to the Death Star. It's like, pew!
Where everybody knows your name. Just cheers. Boom!
It truly was the Mandalorian.
They're closing the bar.
Directed by Jon Favreau.
So with all that said,
yes,
Abrams, it appears he could take on the higher tier properties like Justice League and so on. He does have a past with Warner Brothers and Superman. He wrote a script in 2002 that wasn't greenlit. It was called Superman Flyby. So James Gunn currently
That's what he does.
Yes.
He flies by stuff.
Hello.
He's buzzing the tower.
He flies to buy stuff.
He's like the Mortal Kombat guy, you know, that always like, toasty, and then he passes back.
So James Gunn's currently working on the Suicide Squad, and sources say that he will lead the villain-run properties. So just hypothetically, what do you think about them?
Well, it's fitting because James Gunn is a villain himself. So
that's debatable. But
again, like, this is probably not true because of the source. It could be cool, I guess. Just, I don't know. I'd want them to keep, like, Cavill, of course. Like, all the main... I don't want them to reboot.
It feels like it will be, though.
I don't know, though, because you got Wonder Woman 84. That's honoring.
Yeah. They're not going to... And they're making Aquaman 2. They're not going to... And
they're not going to reboot some characters.
And they got The Flash coming.
Yeah, with Andy, the guy who directed It.
Wait, did they get... What's-his-face back?
Yeah. Yes.
Ezra Miller's coming back?
Yes.
Wow. That flew under the radar.
I mean, that's, 3 out of the 6 characters. And then you got Pattinson, who we don't know what the future's going to be with that. I don't know. And Cavill's, like, itching to get back. Like, you can tell he, like, posts Superman stuff a few times on his Instagram. It's just like, ugh.
Is he still very much in shape?
Oh yeah.
He's doing The Witcher right now.
Oh, yeah. That's where he beefed up for that role. Like, even beyond Superman.
It'd be a shame if they don't continue with him. He's just like, he's perfect for Superman right now.
Yeah, he really fits the Superman mold.
I think so. And
every generation has their Superman. He will always be ours.
Are you guys cool with this direction? Like you said, as long as they honor some of the actors remaining.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I can see them, like, rebooting it as to where, like, they don't necessarily ignore like the events of Justice League or Batman vs Superman, but they kind of just try and tell a new story, kind of like the animated universe does. Like they don't like always need to like do callbacks to old movies.
They kind of standalones, which is
that's what they did with every Batman movie that came out. I mean, look at how many different times the Batman changed back in the 90s. You had Val Kilmer, George Clooney. I mean, it's possible.
They still did honor what came before. Like there was Easter eggs, but yeah.
What would be interesting, and what I could see this working out as, okay, say you did, are they still doing Flashpoint for the Flash, or is that done?
We have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
If they do Flashpoint, just hypothetically now, if they do Flashpoint, they could say that all the events that happened during that movie changed, or they could use that to say that it changed maybe the appearance. I mean, it'd be a cheap knockout, but it'd be another way.
It's not how Flashpoint works.
I know that, but I'm just saying. I mean, it could explain why some of the characters look different, but are still the same people.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, I think they should just kind of do the James Bond approach. Like it's just a different actor.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yes, not that far, but yeah, I know.
I'll have a Batcave. Shaken, not stirred.
Is that? Why is Bond the one character that can always change and nobody, really gives a shit about
Bond anymore? Really?
Well, I mean,
not as many people like who care about like superhero or Star Wars. Like people will watch Bond, but like there aren't many diehard fans.
I understand, but it seems like every so often we get a reboot of Bond, and there's not like, oh shit, this guy.
I think after 5 Bonds, people were just like, it comes with the territory.
Yeah. Like, why can't that be with Batman?
It doesn't help that these new Bonds are more serious. Like, they're very serious. Like, the Mission Impossibles, they're able to balance all of that. And you're really entertained, and it's just an exciting event. But with James Bond, it's so dark and moody, it seems. And it's just like...
Why doesn't he smile?
Oh.
Never hear that comment.
Yeah.
Never hear that complaint.
But no...
What you're saying with Batman, it can happen with Batman. It's fine. But, like... Before this, we've never had a Batman like set up in his own universe, or in a shared universe. Sorry, So like Keaton, like on his own, until Clooney, there was no mention of Superman. Christian Bale, like I know there were rumors of like, oh yeah, they're gonna tie him into a universe later. I'm like, there's no way. It's too like realistic for
that just wouldn't fly.
Nice.
Fly by.
But like now, like that, I didn't know what to expect when we got Affleck. I didn't know like if there were going to be future movies with him, like but now that with BVS it's set up like all these other heroes, I was like, oh, we're getting like a shared universe.
Right.
And so people settled into the idea of Pattinson becoming Batman now, and like Affleck obviously not being Batman anymore, because just like, I don't know. I think after a while, everybody was like, okay, like if it's going to happen, just do it. Cause like, we're tired of this, like waiting around, like, will they, won't they? I'm sick of it.
Right.
So like it can happen, but just like, I think it has to be on good terms. And I think it has to come with like, if they do like decide to do a reboot or like its own universe or whatever.
Right. So like, it seems the Suicide Squad Gunn's doing is a light reboot in a way.
Yeah.
I doubt
it's got 4 returning characters.
It's got Harley Quinn, right?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Waller.
Same actress.
Flag. The guy who ate the chicken bone.
Oh, he's back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And Boomerang. Which is good. I love Jack Courtney.
Yeah.
Like, I think they really...
If he kills them off, I will hate that movie. I don't care.
What was it? Slipknot, the guy who died like...
Yeah, I called that right away.
2 seconds
Remember
into
I called that like months before?
And it was also just exactly the way it was in the animated film, wasn't it?
In the animated film, it was KG Beast. Well, I'm sure in the comic too, but like in Assault on Arkham, it was KG Beast. And, And they were like... Waller was like, oh, I planted these bombs in your brain or in your neck. If you disobey me, you're going to blow up. And KG Beast was like, ah! And he's like... He walks away, and then his head blows up. I'm like, okay, well, you did an entire introduction for him, and now he's dead.
Right.
And I'm like, it's going to be the same thing for Slipknot, because, like, I haven't seen anything of him in the trailers past, like, they're walking through the city. and nothing's happened yet. And I'm like, he's gonna die. And
they should have.
It played out like exactly.
They should have given him a little bit more background, because I mean his background's pretty bad, and it would have made people feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
if they knew his background, and then all of a sudden, poof.
This was a Snyder Cut situation before Snyder Cut was a thing.
Yeah.
Because the studio meddled, and now people want the Ayer cut, because he's been talking more about like his original vision, and like not really in detail, but just like he's made it very clear that like what was put out was not exactly what he wanted. So that sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Like in the beginning, like some of the groundwork was laid pretty well, I thought, like all the possibilities, and then Warner Brothers just fucked it up with their decisions. And I'm all for Abrams.
Well, people didn't like BBS. We didn't change it.
I'm all for Abrams running the show. I think he could do a really good job with that. But as long as, and I'm sure they'll get out of his way, just because this whole deal and his status, let's say. But I could also see them being like, oh, that one wasn't too good. We're gonna.
What if James Gunn? I
can see him walk though. Like if they're gonna be, he's like, I'm out of here.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm not. I don't take their shit. Honestly, if you're listening, Abrams, don't take their shit. Now, also with the director of It, Andy, I can never Muschietti or something.
Yeah.
Like he's made this It franchise. He's made Warner like $1 billion now. They need to not touch his stuff either. Like let him do what he's gonna do with Flash.
Yeah, they just need to get out of the way. That's the whole thing. Like let these guys do their thing, and I'm sure.
Because here's the thing: if it's bad, people will blame the director. They won't blame you.
Right. Yeah, let the director take everything on.
Yeah.
And I think we know that now from Snyder, and Snyder was a target, but now I don't think any director who has a failure is viewed as the fault. It's like we know what's going on in that studio. It's messed up. So yeah, I think Abrams and Gunn could. I think they could run a pretty good, decent universe. But
what if Gunn's Suicide Squad does well?
Well, they'll give him more to do, I assume. Any pick he wants.
But he's back to Marvel after this.
Well, true, but maybe he'll produce. He could produce. I mean,
he's
for them. He's still advise on maybe hiring certain directors, actors, things like that.
Lay the groundwork and get out of there.
I mean, if you look at James Gunn, I mean, even though they fired him from Guardians, he was still doing production work for Marvel. I mean, he was still doing a lot of stuff in the background that nobody knew about.
Right.
I don't want him touching DC stuff. So after Suicide Squad, get him out of there. That's fine.
Well, maybe we'll get a really good movie from what he's doing. I don't know. We'll see. But
time will tell.
Yeah. As long as they move forward and just keep building the universe. Like I want to see the Batman universe fully realized. It looks like it was going in that direction. This Matt Reeves thing is very intriguing to me, but it seems like it's just a trilogy of its own thing. And
I'm really interested in what kind of Gotham he's going to give us. Because with all the faults of Justice League, we got that opening sequence that was directed by Joss Whedon. So
yes,
I'm not praising it. Gotham looked pretty good.
Yeah. You had Ace Chemicals, right?
You saw Ace Chemicals. You saw the tall ass buildings. I was like, this looks good. It looks like Arkham Knight. Fully realized. I was like, oh, this looks good. Thinking back on it, I'm like, that scene was not Snyder's. But I don't know.
But I think he would have done the city just.
No, he would have made it great. But just like I would rather see it.
Yeah. No, I get
Snyder's vision, but whatever.
I get it. Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll get that.
Hope so. Hope we get something good out of all this.
Comes out.
What?
No, it doesn't. Don't get people.
Sorry, I read that on the source or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen the fake Snyder Cut DVD.
Yeah.
They basically photoshopped it. I think we've talked about this before, but it's circulating again, and everyone, like Jason Momoa is holding it, and he's like, yeah. And it's like, oh
it's
my
really
God.
stupid.
And he's like really huge, like it's not proportional, right?
It's like a pizza box.
Terrible Photoshop, but
put this on your vinyl.
It comes on Laserdisc.
So we got some greats returning to their.
Let's ride them back.
Hey,
yeah, that too. News broke Tom Welling is going to reprise his Smallville Superman for the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths. And
show this poser how it's done. I'm talking about the Superman from Supergirl.
Oh yeah,
and the Lois Lane from Supergirl.
Really?
They're not terrible actors, but they're not good Superman and Lois Lane.
Well, and his Lois Lane is returning. Erica Durance.
Which is also Supergirl's mom.
Oops.
She plays Supergirl's mom in the show. So that'll be a little weird.
Wait,
but like
what?
it's Infinite Earth, so
yeah.
Erica Durance plays Supergirl's mom from Krypton.
Are you sure? Okay.
I watched the damn show, man. Yeah, she plays her mom. Like maybe not in the first season.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
No, yeah. Have you not watched the?
No, I've watched it before. They recasted the mom.
Yeah, the Krypton mom.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's weird because she had like an evil twin, but that must have been all season 1 stuff.
So you haven't watched past season 1.
Okay. All right. Well, then, apologies. I didn't know. I was just like, what?
So, like, I'm sure there's going to be a joke of like, oh, it looks like my mom or something. Because, like, you know, when Brandon Routh, they did the crossover with, like, Legends, he was like, she looks like my cousin. And I'm like, because he played Superman.
I'm excited for this crossover. This is CW's thing they do each year. This seems to be something like the biggest they've done.
Well, I mean, they got Kevin Conroy as Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne, or just older Bruce Wayne. We don't know if he's Batman Beyond necessarily.
Is he ever going to don the cape and cowl, though?
No, he shouldn't.
I don't know.
That would be awesome if he did.
I don't know.
It'll look really baggy on him. He's not like
he is gangly googly. I'll say that.
He's
a string bean of a
guy. I
guy.
wouldn't say it like that. That's rude.
Yeah.
He's just not like he doesn't have the build. He's got the voice, obviously.
Yeah.
He's been the voice for almost 30 years. But like people are like, he needs to suit up. I'm like, he does not. Same with like people are like, oh, Mark Hamill needs to suit up as the Joker. I'm like, not true.
Okay, I'll see your point there.
They can make it work though. Camera angles and body doubles, maybe.
Hell, even if they put the suit in the background where we walk by it, I'd be all right.
I'm a big dude.
And Batman and Kevin Conroy just goes, dab. Dab man. And all the kids collectively just turn the TV off. I wonder if thought Terry McGinnis though, because like
I don't know
if it's necessarily going to be a Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
they could get Will Friedle, who voiced Terry McGinnis.
There you go.
He's not really. I don't know if
he's not really doing anything.
I mean, he's really just like doing. He does conventions with Kevin Conroy, but like I don't know the last thing he's done, which he might have just stepped away from acting in general. A lot of people do that. I'm
definitely going to tune in for this crossover. I think it's... I just hope the writing's better than the last crossover. I just didn't feel like it was that great.
I really hope they... Well, one, I hope they dive into Smallville, like, season 11, like the
comic book
they did.
Yeah.
Because, like, it got really good. Because, like, there was a series... I can't remember if it was, like, the direct season 11 series or, like, a spinoff. But they had a crossover Infinite Earth type thing with the Monitors, which are, you know, the bad guys in this. So it's like, well, they could, like, this could be that. But I really hope they don't. Did you watch the crossover from last year?
No.
So they brought in the 90s Flash. And,
oh, God.
And they, he's like,
but they killed him right off.
He's like, Arrowverse, I need your help. And they're like, all right. And then, like, they go, and he's like, I'll run at him. And Monitor just goes, like, boop, and, like, he dies. I'm like, what?
Well, he vanishes.
He's done. They never see him again.
Man.
I'm like, that's so stupid. And
I was so excited.
The only good thing about that crossover was when the Flash saw Diggle and was like, John, you're not wearing your ring. And, like, you know, because he's a Green Lantern of whatever Earth. I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll touch on that. I don't know.
Maybe they'll.
Can they do that? Who knows? I don't know what
Lantern?
rights they have. And
yeah, I don't know. It's not Marvel. I don't think they have like 3 different studios because they never went bankrupt. But anyways.
Some feelings there?
Jab. Here's the Simpsons movie. Yeah. With the squirrel with like 1,000 eyes or something. Bart immediately just takes a stick. Jab.
Recently, Dan Aykroyd was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and it was brought up, would Bill Murray return to this new Ghostbusters film? And at the time, he said they're hoping, but he didn't really confirm. Currently, the Ghostbusters film is filming up in Calgary. Calgary. Wow, I'm terrible. Calgary, Canada. Calgary. Hey.
Calgary.
Calgary.
Siri, Calgary.
Calgary, Canada. Murray was spotted out dinner with Dan Aykroyd and company. So,
and Sigourney Weaver?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
And?
So, well, just putting all that together, it's not official, but...
Dude's dead.
Oh.
I was hoping you'd say somebody else.
No.
Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Rick Moranis. No,
he brought them wine.
Someone said Paul Rudd's like probably gonna fill in that role, like not like necessarily that role, but maybe like his son or something.
That'd be cool.
I think the kids they've cast are gonna be Egon's grandkids. I think that's the direction.
He had that many kids?
He had a daughter for sure. I guess I don't know. He didn't really know about the Ghostbusters family lives.
No,
really. They just kind of concentrated on these one events. But anyway, I'd say that pretty much confirms. But we'll see. Maybe he'll be a dick and decide, I'll see you guys tomorrow on set, and just fly out.
And then throws an ashtray at their head.
Yeah.
He has no manager, right? Like he's just got a voice.
He just shows up.
Yeah,
he just
it's a true story. He threw an ashtray at Richard Dreyfuss, I think. They were working on some movie in like the 70s.
It was What About Bob?
Sure.
What About Bob?
And like
early 90s.
He showed up late, and Richard Dreyfuss, I think it was Richard Dreyfuss, and he was it him?
Maybe. Yeah.
It was some old dude.
He was in the movie,
and he was like, dude, what the hell? You're 10 minutes. You're like 2 hours late. And Bill Murray just takes an ashtray. And goes, Rah!
Jesus.
It was like, oh, comedic gold.
He's known to be an asshole, kind of. Other casting news: Robert Downey Jr. R.I.P. His great performance in Endgame. He's going to come back. Tony Stark is coming back, but it's a prequel.
Yeah.
So
they only waited 2 movies to do it.
Hold Joey down. So this prequel is to Black Widow. It's to take place between Civil War and Endgame, and he'd probably have a minor part. So anyway, I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't think it takes away his death. It's a prequel, so
I'm okay with it. It's just,
You're
just like,
Marvel.
we gotta have.
Well, it's just Marvel realizing what their cash horse was.
Right. I know.
Like, hey, we know you got out of the role that you didn't want to play anymore, but we're gonna have you come back.
He's like, okay, pay me. I don't care.
Like, kill me.
I don't know.
No, yeah, honestly, it's.
You think he's tired of it?
Well, also, it's like they need to pay him his usual rate.
Yeah.
Or else, like,
right.
I don't know.
Unless it's just like hey, let's do you.
What is his usual rate?
A lot.
Oh.
He made a huge deal,
which is why, probably why Marvel killed him off. They're like, ooh, we need to save some money, huh? We're gonna go bankrupt again. Ooh, twice in one show.
And his other hand was a suitcase full of cash when he did this.
Yeah.
Is there RC guys like?
I am
Robert. What about the rap party? Yeah, okay, I'll be there.
I am rich.
I am done with this shit.
Hollywood, they've been accused of having no original ideas.
Yeah.
Remaking something that is already adored. But truth is, remakes, they've been done for decades, and some of our best films were remakes themselves. Stars Born, The Fly, Ocean's 11.
The Fly?
Yeah. The Fly is a remake.
Really?
Yes, it is. So this week, news broke. Sony CEO and company, they want to remake 87's classic film, The Princess Bride.
Yeah, no.
And then uproar.
It's going to be a no for me, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm not really in uproar mode, but someone posted last night, and I think I really agree with it. Remakes like the ones that you listed, if they like serve a purpose, and like there are some movies that like Ocean's 11 or I can't remember what other movie they talked about, but like Mad Max.
Yeah.
So like the technology and like film language changed, so it's like of course this could be like really good. But like Princess Bride, I think it fits so like everything just fit it so well back then. Like to make it now, I think would just be.
It's allowed to age because where it's set, it's set and
it's pretty timeless. And like,
right.
It also, you watch that movie to like, I don't know, it takes you back to like the 80s or 90s, whatever. And like that, it's same with like the Goonies. Like I'll watch that like every like fall because it's just like, it reminds me so much of like, just like 90s and like early 2000s, like fall, just like, it being like gloomy outside. I was like, just like a
it sets a tone,
and just like, and I'm also not like, oh, I will never watch this. Like it's the same like argument. Like they're not getting rid of the old one. Like you can always still go watch that. And I'm like, that's true. I just don't know what purpose this serves.
Right.
If they do go through with remaking Princess Bride. Because last I heard, it was just some dude who was like, I can't say who, but the higher ups somewhere want to remake Princess Bride. I'm like, it sounds like you just want to make a headline.
Well, and that could very well be the case too, but I think there is an overabundance of let's remake what already did really well. You couldn't find a better person, God, what's his name? Andre the Giant. I mean, who are you going to get to replace him?
The Rock.
No, it wouldn't work. I mean,
Show.
there was some humor that was added just because of him. His speech, his mannerisms and stuff like that you couldn't bring into this new movie and just say, oh, that's a part of the character. No, that was Andre the Giant.
Right.
The kid sick in bed and stuff like that. I mean, there'd be such a different dynamic between the grandparent and the kid. You wouldn't see that nowadays as much.
Or you got a reboot of that. It's in the Deadpool Christmas thing.
Right, but they used what was it? They used the original guy,
Fred Savage?
Yeah, Fred Savage. Yes. And that's what made it funny.
Right.
But you couldn't I don't see a kid that you could recast right now that would work out as well. The whole storyline, I don't know if you could get away with it. I mean, the whole theory of, electrodes through the body and stuff like that was funny back then. You had Billy Crystal, which was an amazing actor in his own right and a comedian.
Big cast.
I mean, just a huge cast. And you'd have, I don't see anybody that could fit the mold of those characters nowadays. And that's what makes me so upset, is that they're just trying to cash in on a cash cow. And Joey, like you said, it has to serve some sort of purpose, which this doesn't. There's nobody's calling for a reboot. Nobody's calling for a second movie. It's a book that he read. It's not like they made a sequel or a prequel to The Princess Bride and made it into a book and then.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of our classic films are based off books, and given
like
that
Rambo.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, do you think it's more acceptable in those cases to remake something that wasn't just born out of a screenplay, let's say? It's actually a book. Like, how there's movie adaptations to books, and not everyone who reads the books love the movies, and there's always something you could explore more in a book.
You could say the same thing for Jurassic Park. I mean, the book was so different than the movie.
True. So you could remake it. Yes, there would be an uproar, but you could actually be going into the book more.
And that's what they've been so successful, is because technology has gotten better. So now you can add more of what was in the book into the movie. God, I remember seeing Jurassic Park for the first time and thinking, how did they do that with CGI? I mean, that was just, that style of technology was just unheard of. I mean, they had to create that technology just for that movie to be made.
Sure. And then you thought, did Sam Jackson just say, hold on to your butts?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, they had the ability, because they didn't use the original storyline, they built off of it, which was fine. They didn't make a reboot. Princess Bride, I don't see how you could build off from that story. It was a one-off book. I mean, it was just a fun overall
if anything,
movie.
Make a book too, and different characters. Sure. Like, that's
like
what I'm more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm more interested in, is just continue. Build the franchise or whatever.
Now, the whole Goonies story about being, there being a second Goonies, I could see that working because they aren't going to remake the Goonies.
Right.
They're going to build off of the storyline. That's fine. But every time that they talk about it, something happens. I don't know what it was. When I was in Astoria the last time, that was in 2014, they said 15 is the year. They're going to do it right now. They've got all the cast members in line. They're looking for extras, and nothing happens.
That's why everybody's okay with the new Ghostbusters, because it's like they're continuing.
They're continuing on a storyline.
They tried to redo it.
Yeah.
Not work.
How'd it go?
And then they went back and said, all right, we're going to honor what came before, which is what fans want. And with Goonies, they're going to age out eventually and be very old. Some of them already are. I think you could start with a whole group of kids. Maybe they're not even related, but you'll see Easter eggs of like older.
You got to be careful with that, though. You got to be careful with that, because then you're saying, okay, we're using these past characters to bring in the audience so that they can find something relatable to this new storyline. A soft reboot worked for Pirates of the Caribbean. What was that? Dead Man's Chest? Or
I don't care. I saw
that new one. I like that new one. It was a soft reboot. It had some of the original characters, but it didn't try to make it feel like, oh, we're going back to the original and remaking it.
Right. I think with Goonies, if you would try that idea, you would get a group of kids.
Yep.
And they'd be similar in some ways, but you'd all be in on the adventure with these kids, and the special side treat would be to see the older actors, maybe as a librarian or something, just put them
but then that would just be too. It would be too convenient.
Like in the Goonies, like I don't understand. I don't know what the plot would be because, like, let's say they grew up in the same town that the Goonies did. The Goonies, the original ones, they've already found the treasure.
Right.
They found the secret of the island. What the hell else are they going to do?
Well, there would be maybe a new treasure.
A new map. Right.
Just like...
a town over.
Yeah.
A new start.
Yeah.
Ain't a start.
But the point is, you're continuing what came before. You're not erasing it.
Which is kind of why National Treasure 2, I mean, it felt like, okay, we're doing a soft reboot here because it used a lot of the same principles of the first movie. But the characters had progressed. So, I mean, it worked.
I'm going to have sex with the Declaration of Independence.
Just as long as you use lemon juice.
So
and down their way.
And heat.
Anyways, I'm also like in another boat with like Lion King or like all the live action.
Yeah,
movies
what's the
they
deal
do.
with that?
What do you mean? So there's a lion named Simba, and then
No, I get. Why are you making these cartoons into real life movies? I mean, is it just Disney trying to cash in?
What I see it is as part of it. Yes, Disney's trying to cash in. Also, they're trying to bring all these old stories from, like, I mean, you know, Dumbo was probably like what, the 50s or 60s.
Yeah,
I have before that. 30s, 40s, I think.
So like they're trying to bring these storylines and make them so that kids will want to watch them. Like the kids today will want to watch them, and you can like give a new generation time with their kids, whatever. So like Lion King came out, right? Mm-hmm. That's a remake of Lion King from 1994, which in itself is just a remake of Hamlet or Macbeth or whatever Shakespearean story it's based off of. Same with every other Sleeping Beauty or Maleficent. What's Maleficent? Is that Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah, I think so.
Or
Snow White. I thought.
no,
I
can't remember who exactly the princess is. But anyways, they're all old stories that Disney just like.
Right.
They're all folk tales.
They're all folk tales that Disney just told.
Yeah.
So like everything's a remake of everything. Like I can see these stories serving a purpose because you can make them fresh. You can make them, and like Lion King was a huge. I think part of it was like a huge, just like, look what we can do with all this CGI. Like, look how far this has come. These lions look real as hell. And it's like, oh, they're not smiling. Yeah, lions don't smile.
Well, and then you had Scarface, which everybody threw a fit about.
Scarface or Scar?
Scar, sorry.
Well, Scarface is a remake of a 50s, it's like a black and white movie.
That's the thing. A lot of, like I said, a lot of classic films are remakes.
Right.
The Lion King is more of like a skin over what you've seen before. Like there's elements of everything intertwined. But
someone put like cartoonish eyes and stuff over the lions. I'm like, this looks worse. Like,
well, the argument was you're not making a live action per se because it's still animation. It's just in a computer form.
I'm just glad they haven't redone Bambi. I'll take the boy.
Wait for it.
They probably will.
Wait for it.
Snow White.
They'll probably do all.
I couldn't imagine Snow White ever being remade. I mean, who would you get to play the dwarves?
Well, see, that's the thing. We're talking about animation to live action, correct? So what if you go, instead of remaking live action to live action, it's live action to animation. So if they remade the Princess Bride animation form, would you say that'd be more accepting? Although it wouldn't, well, unless they had it look the same.
Just wait 30 years down the road. We'll get a remake of the live action.
Yeah. I know. See, that's another thing. I just don't like. That doesn't necessarily still doesn't like really serve a purpose for me. For in that instance of like a Princess Bride being animated.
Well, I think when a film's just done so right, why touch it? Why not put money into restoring it to make it look modern with all the technology we
got to
have?
be MC Hammer about this.
Yes.
And who would you get to?
Or what did you think?
I don't know. Hammer time.
I mean, who would you get to play Princess Buttercup?
I don't know.
You know?
Angelina Jolie?
No.
J-Lo?
They would say...
No.
Beyonce.
They would get someone, and I'd be like, you're Robin wrong. You're Robin wrong for this role.
But let's go around. What film, personally, do you that you love that you don't think there should ever be a remake of?
God, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll start. Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
Oh, easily.
Don't remake that.
Yeah. See, these are the movies that like I thought were just very much like an unofficial. Like we didn't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like you obviously never touch Back to the Future.
No.
Like or like I'll say any of like the John Hughes movies.
Oh god.
Because like I feel like if you made them today, like
Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch it. Indiana Jones.
A couple more times.
Indiana Jones. Don't touch it.
Yeah, but they also did that with Back to the Future. I mean, there's sequels to a lot of these. But
But they made Home Alone. Like,
well, I guess they did
kind of in the late or like
I guess so.
mid-2000s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are garbage.
I wouldn't consider those remakes.
And like, it's still Kevin.
Yeah.
It was still Kevin McAllister.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you're right. They did. Yeah.
And like,
maybe that's why they won't touch that one.
Marv, who was played by
French Stewart.
Yeah, French Stewart played the taller dude.
Oh, it gets better. His parents divorced, so
yeah, parents got divorced.
There goes the kid or the whole family dynamic.
Yeah,
same house though, right?
Mm-hmm.
They use the same house.
Well,
I think so.
I don't know if it's the same house, but like the story is like he moves to his stepmom's and dad's new place or whatever. It's like a huge mansion, and like French Stewart tries to rob it or something, so he has to Home Alone them, obviously. What
about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Don't remake that one.
No. That's John Hughes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, any John Hughes movies?
Yeah,
I would say no.
Right. You could borrow elements like Power Rangers did. I think that was effective.
You know what?
It wasn't exactly like The Breakfast Club, but it had that vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if they made Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, they'd try to stick in Kevin Hart somewhere, and it would suck.
Kevin Hart and The Rock. You got it.
It would be Kevin.
Like, I saw Ad Astra the other day, and that's pretty much like Apocalypse Now meets like Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess just Apocalypse Now in space. So like that's, I think that is furthers your point of just like, if you're gonna do you know how to remake something, just tell a new story with like, Lion King it. Like, you don't have to remake Hamlet, or I can never remember what the story is that it's based off of. But just put a mask on it and like try and make it something new. Don't like shot for shot redo it, because like we don't want to see that.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'd probably say the John Hughes movies.
What about you, Mitch?
Just stick with Home Alone.
No, I think don't redo the Goonies. Don't do anything that seems like you could just fit new actors in and then just update it.
Yeah.
Anything like that, don't do, because it doesn't like. Joey made an excellent point. If it doesn't serve a purpose other than just trying to get more money,
unless it's like a tone difference.
Yeah, I mean, don't stick in. And this happens all the time. They stick in a comedian somewhere in a movie or something like that, and then it becomes funny.
Arthur remake. Remember when they remade Arthur? With,
oh yeah.
Russell Brand. Yeah. Which I think I like Russell Brand, but Dudley Moore, you can't top that performance. That movie just can't.
Like The Breakfast Club. Don't remake that. Don't remake. There's a movie that's a long time ago called The Party. It's just kind of the comedian is what makes it so funny. Have you guys ever? Another great one.
Don't remake The Burbs.
Yeah,
because it's set in Iowa, and they're probably just going to remake it to set it somewhere else. That should be the movie that represents our state, not Field of Dreams.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God for.
Or what was that? Bridges of Madison County, which everybody gushed over about.
Sure.
Yeah,
I take that over Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams is not a great movie.
Field of Dreams is a great movie. It's got.
I watched it a few months ago, and I'm like, I don't get the hype.
Dad?
Peace, love, dope. Now get the hell out of here.
I love Iowa so much, I'm going to leave it 30 minutes in.
Well, he had a feeling.
That's why we named Field of Geeks. Field of Geeks.
Yeah.
That's great. We should name it the Burbs Geeks. The Greek.
The Nerbs. The Nerbs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nerbs.
But yeah, they're also remaking Saved by the Bell. Or they're rebooting it or some crap.
Yeah.
I think Zach Morris is like Mark Paul Gosselaar's
geriatric years.
You're right about Lion King was off of Hamlet.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, Battlestar. That's another one that people were upset about first, and then they
said
quickly,
they're not rebooting.
Yeah, they're just going to. It's going to just be a continuation, I guess. So which the Battlestar Galactica was a reboot of the '70s attempt, but that was kind of a. I don't know. You could argue. Sometimes a remake is better than the original.
Hell, I could see them.
Yeah,
I could see them remaking, Monty Python or something like that, just for the sake of trying to be funny.
Power Rangers was a better movie than Mighty Morphin.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. And now they're rebooting that.
Ivan Ooze.
I think that's a mistake. Yeah.
Wait, they're getting a whole new cast again?
Yeah,
they're rebooting it.
Why?
Because I don't know. They're dumb, and they, waited. What was it? 2-3 years now since the last one, and instead of trying to do it again,
It's all
Krispy Kreme didn't want to sponsor them again.
It all comes down to the writing. Like, you can keep what you set up.
Yeah.
Get good writers. Just don't reboot or redo everything when you just set it up in the last film. We're gonna get another origin tale, or they're gonna just dive right into.
I was already hooked.
Yeah, I thought they did a good
I
job.
was already hooked for the movie, and then they used the original Power Rangers theme song when they were charging a battle. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it was also a very representative movie.
Right.
You had a very diverse cast, people from all backgrounds. Like you had the jock, but it wasn't just like, oh, jock, nerd, princess. It was like jock. This kid had autism, or he was like on the spectrum, and he was also a person of color. You had a bisexual, I think.
Which one was that?
The Trini, the Yellow Ranger. You had Naomi Scott, who from Aladdin. She was dealing with very modern.
Yeah, she wasn't the perky cheerleader.
No,
she actually had drama and got in trouble.
I don't know.
It was a good, and you had Bryan Cranston and Zordon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a great beginning.
Yeah.
I thought just the whole setup, like they really expanded the whole.
And Bill Hader. Holy shit.
Right?
Oh, right. Of course.
I still think that, I don't know if you guys have seen that picture floating around on Facebook where Brian Hader, or is it Bill Hader?
Yeah.
Bill Hader, sorry. Bill Hader goes
Bryan
over.
Cranston and Bill Hader. They fused.
Where he goes over to the guy who played Skarsgård or whatever, and asked him, can you really do that with your eyes? And they're talking and they're laughing. He's like, oh, yeah. And then he does it. He kind of looks at him like menacingly. And then he runs off.
I don't know if that was the same. That did happen.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, it's crazy how they can CGI your eye or whatever.
And he
like,
just does
I just do that on my own. And then I think that those pictures were from something else.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. I've seen, people just take off with the story. I'm like, I'm not going to.
The story itself is funny enough to watch.
Yeah.
And then the screen captures just make it that much more funny. Yeah.
About the eye thing, that was funny. Yeah, it was.
Have you seen his, I think we talked about it before probably, but Bill Hader doing like the Schwarzenegger impression?
Yes.
And he was like a PA or something, and he was like, and Arnold was like, where's Carl and this, where are these guys? And he was like, I don't know, like, do you need them? He's like, yeah, I have to do makeup. And he's like, all right, I'll go look for him. He's like smoking a cigar. He's like, yeah, find them. Show me your leadership capabilities. It's so much funnier when he does it. And someone like deep faked it, so like every time he cuts to him, it's like got Arnold's.
Oh my god,
Arnold's face. Yeah, that's good.
It's really good.
I've seen that.
I see that. Comic world, Spider-Man, JJ style. JJ Abrams and his gang, they were taking on the comic version of Spider-Man, and there's a new villain. And apparently it kicked Spider-Man's ass, destroyed his arm, killed Mary Jane.
His ass arm.
I know, his ass arm,
Is that how he got pink eye?
So it's revealed Mary Jane and Peter have a son, Ben.
Sorry.
Ben Parker, he's back. He's back.
I don't get what's so funny.
Aren't they going to kill off Ben again?
No.
That's another argument I'm really tired of hearing. Like, so Sony, like, the whole deal with Spider-Man. Everybody's like, oh, we're just going to see Uncle Ben die again. They never said that. Mm-hmm. They never said they were going to kill off Ben again. They're not rebooting. Tom Holland's still on. Mm. And it's just like, I would rather see him die than to have 3 more movies of them not talk about him ever.
Yeah.
Like the most they talked about him was
the very beginning.
Huh?
Well, it wasn't even that, they mentioned that Aunt May is...
Oh, she's been through stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like her husband dying, but we don't want to say his name or what happened. Mm-hmm. And then we'll show the suitcase with his initials.
Yeah.
And then so at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, he's got his bags blew up. He's like, oh, he got rid of his baggage. It's like, that's a good message. But we never knew that he had that much baggage before because he's never shown any emotion towards Uncle Ben dying that we've seen.
Oh, the Mysterio scenes would have been a cool way to put Uncle Ben in. In the car, but no. Instead, we got his.
Yeah, but then people would have been a lot of. People would have been pissed off.
Iron Man is the new Uncle Ben. That's pretty much what he is, sadly. But yeah, they just kind of.
That's garbage.
Yeah, they kind of messed that up. Yeah.
Who would we have gotten to play Uncle Ben? Though?
I don't care. Someone could be an old fart that nobody cares about.
Tom Welling.
A lot of people care about him. What are you talking about? it could just be like an old guy that they find on the street. Like, hey, you want me Uncle Ben? He's like, please give me money. And they're like, we will. We'll give you $10 a day.
Hey, Hobo Joe, you want to play Uncle Ben?
God damn, I do.
Ed Asner. Ed Asner.
Oh, absolutely Ed Asner. Even if it's just 2 seconds of just, hi, I'm Ed Asner. And then, like, he gets shot. I'm like, that was great. Thank you for showing us Uncle Ben, finally.
Hey, it's me, your Uncle Ben. Bang. Ow.
Or, yeah, the ultimate MCU Uncle Ben twist. He shot himself. Hey, Peter. Oh.
And this is how you play Russian roulette. Oh!
I'm so sorry, Peter.
Uncle Ben, no!
Russian roulette, that's our favorite game. I know, Peter.
I'll go first.
I remember back in the day when Uncle Ben and I would play Russian roulette.
He always won.
The last game my brother played.
Uncle Ben,
Like
no!
There's a Lonely Island. You can cut this out, but there's a Lonely Island like skit they do, and it's called like Normal Guy or something. This weird guy comes up. He's like, hey, don't you hate it when like weird guys just like come up and help you? And they're like, yeah, okay, man, whatever. We're gonna go, we gotta go. He's like, hey, let's make a pact. And they're like, what? And he's like, let's make a suicide pact. And he's like, what do you say? He's like, I'll go first. Like it's hilarious. It's from their like first album.
Nice.
God. So in this comic, years pass. Years pass, and Ben lives with Peter's Aunt May. Peter's not around. He's a world journalist, and so
must have gone out and got some cigarettes or something.
Hey, Aunt May, remember how you're like really just like you took care of me my whole life, and now you finally got a break? Here's my kid.
Yeah. And by the way, it's named after your dead husband.
This is bad. Make sure he doesn't get shot. I'm just kidding. I'll see you later.
Good luck with that.
See, this is proof JJ's overrated. I'm just saying. Okay, anyway.
It's that $50 million contract right there kicking in.
But get this, guys. Yeah. Get this. Ben has powers.
What?
And Aunt May sends his ass up to the attic.
Powers
to get his suit.
Oh,
man. This isn't going well.
But the game is the same. But the players have changed.
What are your thoughts on Ben Parker as Spider-Man? Do you like this direction? This shocked a lot of people. Is this the main
universe?
Not sure. This is just the JJ comic book he's taken on.
This is probably a one-off.
There's been a Ben Parker as Spider-Man before.
Has there?
Well, he's like
okay, but universe. It was probably his uncle, not his son, right?
No, it wasn't a Flashpoint. It wasn't a Flashpoint.
With great powers come great.
I'll stop the mugger.
Oops, forgot to deploy my armor.
Oh. What?
Tony Parker?
Oh, yeah, Tony Parker. That would be... Oh, my God. Yeah. Tom Holland and Zendaya's Peter and MJ have a kid. We name it Tony. After that guy...
I could see that happening.
After a guy I knew for 2 years.
You know that would happen, right?
God damn.
Oh, it's a Stark Binky with
now
nanotech.
that they're not in the MCU anymore, thank God. Yeah. That's right, listeners.
Oh,
that's right.
Shit.
I don't even know how our listeners feel about it. Tell us how you feel. Write us in. Our address is... No, I'm just kidding.
No.
P.O. Box.
Yeah.
8675309.
Well, it's like... Yeah, there has been... Like, I don't know if it's an alternate universe or something, but there has been a Ben Parker as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he fits into the storyline, though. I don't know. It sounds fine. Like he's just taking up the mantle.
Right.
Peter's kind of sounds like he's being an ass. Is that what the case is?
Yeah, in this comic, yeah.
So,
he is. He's a deadbeat dad, pretty much. All right.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Cause, yeah. I mean, it sounds like a Peter B. Parker, like, Into the Spider-Verse situation.
Right.
If he never got his shit together.
Right.
I don't know. I'm cool with it. But, wait. So... Who got their ass beat then? Is it Ben Parker as Spider-Man?
No, it's set up. It's like a prologue. So Peter gets his ass handed to him, and his arm ripped off, I guess. And Mary Jane dies, and then they have a son.
Nice.
Years later, the son lives with Aunt May, and so on, and is becoming Spider-Man himself. So without Peter, Peter's
What if Peter finds his old lost flame? You know, before Mary Jane.
Gwen Stacy? She died too.
She's dead too.
Oh, she is?
Snapped her neck, dude.
Oh.
Remember?
That was just in the movies.
Mitch.
Yes. Oh, that was also in the comics?
Yeah, that's where they got that from the movies.
Holy shit.
It was like one of the old comics.
They can't revive her?
Because Gwen Stacy was her... They probably could, but Gwen Stacy was the original girlfriend.
Yeah, I know that.
And then, like, he went to, like, save her from falling. He's like, I gotcha! And, like, you hear a snap, and, like, people thought it was, like, her camera going off. It's her neck.
Oh.
Because, like, he caught her...
Or she was revived, and now she just kind of has a wobbly neck.
Like, hey, Peter, I love you.
Can you at least stare at me in the face next time?
I'll fix it. Yeah!
Judo chop.
Kills her again.
Oh, shit.
Maybe Peter is dating Pepper Potts.
Oh. That's an age.
And she'll suck it too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Using that nanotech.
I went too far. Okay.
I don't know where this went.
I don't know. Okay.
Sorry to all the listeners.
Uncle Ben
For
dying.
all audio viewers, it got gross.
Never gets gross.
Probably
All right.
Uncle bend over.
Joey and I recently saw Rambo Last Blood. Joey, what were your thoughts on Rambo Last Blood?
It was fine. It didn't feel necessarily... So Rambo 4 was the best Rambo out of all of them.
I think I agree with you.
I watched the original 3. Not good.
First one's not... No?
It's fine. It's not great. The first one's fine, but like, I don't know. He's supposed to be this like grandiose hero or whatever, and he like doesn't really do a lot. Like nobody dies except for like
the dude in the helicopter.
Yeah, and that was
Spoilers.
his own fault.
Yeah,
because like he didn't put a seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Oops.
And yeah, whoopsie. Let's make a pact.
I think it was. I mean, like we talked earlier, Rambo is based off a book, so it did have those cool elements about he's a Vietnam vet, and he went to go see a friend, and his friend turned out to just pass, and so he's already dealing with that, and then the sheriff of that town wants his ass out.
For no reason. He arrests him for no reason.
Well, he's walking, and
because
he's got
Rambo.
long hair,
He's walking. He's a veteran, and he's like, "We don't want you in our town."
At his age, it could be.
I'm gonna be a Tommy
dead.
Boy in 10 years. This is Tommy Boy's dad.
Oh, okay.
So this new one, action doesn't start like for about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's only like an hour 20 minutes. It's only like an hour 30. So it felt a lot like a Home Alone movie, just with brutal killing.
Yeah. Did it have awesome moments where he jumped on the back of the Jeep and just started annihilating
that was
people?
only Rambo 4.
But
they peaked at that one.
God, that was an
there
awesome
are still
scene.
some awesome elements.
Yeah.
There are. But so that's the thing with this series. It found its footing with the fourth one, and then it peaked with the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
So like the original 3, they all end with like these weird songs that are like so like 80s, like opening intros to TV shows, like a Jeff Franklin show or whatever. It's like On the Wings of Love. Like that's not like one of the songs, but there's a song like I think it's the first one, and it's like talking about how like the soldiers come home and they don't know. They're like
blood.
They're like all these men across the sea going to war, and it's just like, what the hell? Why would you choose this song for this movie? And then at the end of the third one, because it's in Afghanistan, and it says dedicated to the fighters in Afghanistan.
Taliban.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit! This was like 10 years before like everything started.
No shit.
I was like, ooh. And then it ends with have you heard He's My Brother?
No.
You're gonna hear it now.
It's like the road is long with many a winding turns. And like, this is not fit. This does not fit a war movie or like a brutal. He just killed like 300 people in like less than 2 hours. This does not fit. And he's like driving off with like the chief or whoever,
Yeah.
like, the guy who's like in all the
Colonel.
the colonel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the road is long
with medium.
and it's like, he ain't heavy, he's my brother. And I'm like, that's a great song,
Yeah.
but why? I don't understand. It's like I don't know, go into Rocky and be like, hey Macarena. And it's just like, I don't know. So those are my problems with the first three, because like and also they just weren't like, it was very much just like, look how many explosions we can do. And it's like, I don't know, that's what you expect from like
Pre-Michael Bay.
That's what you expect from action movies, but like give me some ounce of story.
Right.
And I'm just like waiting for him to kill the next guy. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gonna do this.
But Rambo 4 was pretty badass.
Rambo 4 was really like, it really found its footing, really gory. Like Josh took me to see it when I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Holy shit.
So, and like, I don't think either of us expected
Mom
it to
said,
be,
watch your brother, okay?
well, I don't think either of us think either of us expected it to really be like that. I was like, oh, it's probably just gonna be like, you know, like the 80s, he does like a throwing knife and it lands and the guy's like, he's like, bah!
Yeah.
But like this one, he's like got a 50 cal and he's like ripping dudes in half.
Like from a distance too. Like he's just nailing them left and right in the paddy field.
Close. The dude's in the driver's seat. He just turned it around.
Well, yeah, he did that, but there were also guys like
like their
like,
arms just blow off. Like
they're like getting cut in half. And I'm like,
really?
Well, and like I read some tweet, some guy was talking about that movie, and he's like, I had just returned from war, and like this was exactly what like these weapons would do to people's bodies.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, 50 cal, yeah.
Well, but like just like they didn't shy away from realism.
Oh, good.
And I think what helped was Stallone directed that one.
Oh, okay.
I think he directed this one too, but it was with the help of someone else.
I know he wrote it. I don't think he directed this one.
Okay. So yeah. So the fourth one was really good. This one again felt like a Home Alone with murder, which those guys should have died in Home Alone 2. Because they were getting hit with a lot of stuff. Anyways,
in 2 or
in both? In
2.
Sorry, yeah.
First one should have been enough.
2, he gets a brick on his head.
Yeah, I mean that should have knocked him unconscious.
Hey yo, spoilers ahead. Watch out.
So yeah, he goes. He's got a daughter. No, it's his niece, who's not really his niece.
Wait, is it though?
I can't. They don't. They also don't disclose.
See, that's the problem with this film. There's a lot of things kind of like very vague.
He lives with this woman who like could be his sister, but also like just like strikes me as like a housekeeper. I'm like, who is this? And they never really say it. And then this girl, like, she comes home and she's like, oh, I'm going to this party, and he's like, oh, invite him over here, show him the tunnels, and she's like, okay. And then they have a party, and we're gonna spoil it. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Everyone, Rambo, he lives on a ranch.
I'm still.
Now. This is
you guys
take my horse to the old town road. They play that in the trailer.
Nice.
I know, it's pretty cool.
It was actually really good.
But he lives on a ranch now, and 4 ended with him. Spoilers going back home.
Right.
Rambo's on the mailbox.
Yep.
And now you find out he's built tunnels underneath his farm, probably just for like a doomsday prepper. Or whatever.
And he's raised this niece, which is related or not related. We don't know.
She was like 5 or something when he came back from war. So
this movie really isn't meant to like have a lot of plot. I mean, it's just pretty basic.
It's like they sneezed the story on a board, and they're like, "Should we clean it up?" And they're like, tell it. I don't know.
I mean, it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but yeah,
any Stallone movie is going to be entertaining.
There's a journalist they introduced in this film, and it never goes anywhere really. No.
So they don't. Yeah. He does. It also just he doesn't strike me as Rambo. Like I don't know if it's the hair.
Yeah, it's like he's playing a whole different character. Yeah, the hair's shorter.
He's very like wholesome now, or not wholesome, but just like he talks a lot more, and he's just like a family man. I'm like, wow, 8 years really changed from 30 years of movies or whatever.
And
30 years of living in the forest, and
I don't know if you would say bigot, but anyway, it just seems like he's got an attitude towards, oh, you're going to Mexico. No, I'm going to Mexico. Well, which I get.
Mexico, there is full drug cartels.
No, yeah, so I know.
And like people are saying like this is like a Trump movie or something. I'm like,
I don't know if I don't buy that.
I don't know because like he lives in Arizona. And like it's close to Mexico,
right?
It makes sense.
Well, clearly, one scene she's like drives in a different direction, and she's in Mexico.
Yeah, She like stops her car. She's like, "I'm gonna go to Mexico," and then like it cuts. I know there's time in between it, but then all of a sudden she's at the border.
Yeah, the editing's probably she got there in, too short. Yeah.
So she goes to find her dad because like she's never, or he left her at a young age or something. Goes to find her dad with the help of this girl that she knew. And her dad is pretty much like, I never wanted you. Like, I never loved you. I wasted my time, blah, blah, blah. Sends her away. Then her friend's like, oh, we should go party. It's too late for you to go back to America, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's too late. And then somebody drugs her drink. She wakes up. She's been, like, kidnapped into, like, this drug cartel's, like, sex trafficking industry or something.
So it's like Taken 2.
Pretty much.
Taken.
Yeah, it's really like a Taken film. Yes.
So, I can't remember how they found out. Oh, I think her friend said, like, she never came over. Her friend said, like, his niece never came over to her house, which is where she said she was going.
Mm-hmm.
They find out somehow she's in Mexico. Rambo goes there.
First, he finds her friend.
Oh, yeah.
This friend used to live near them, and she moved away, and she was bad news, and supposedly she changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes to her apartment, and he's like, where is she? And
she's like, I don't know nothing. And then she has this wristband or this bracelet on that her mom gave to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, where'd you get that? And he's like, where'd you get that? And she was like, she gave it to me. I don't know. He's like, that was her mom. She would never give it to you. Like, slams his knife on the table. I'm like, okay, this is getting Rambo for me.
Yeah.
And then he goes, takes him to a nightclub. He finds this guy who, like, is pretty much like a scouter for young girls. He meets him outside because he's, like, trying to, like, bring in this new girl. Stabs him in, like, or he, like, hits him in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was, like, the blunt end of the knife or with the knife, but it cut him open a little bit. And then, like, he stabs him in the leg. He's getting this guy, like, all, like, you know, vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
He starts, like, digging into this guy's skin.
Nice.
Pulling out, I don't know what bone it was. I think it was, like, a...
clavicle?
Yeah, probably a clavicle. And he, like, starts, like, snapping it and everything. He's like, tell me where you took her, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay. And he, like, drives her. He takes the guy to the drug house or whatever. Knocks him out. This is where it gets really, like, weird for me. So he goes through these streets where, like, all these cartel, the gang members are. And he ends up on this rooftop, which is also like a street or something. And they, like, surround him pretty much. And, like, they take his gun, they take his knife, and they're like, oh, this is Rambo. He's like, oh, where's my daughter, or where's my niece? So, like, where'd you take her? Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, this guy comes over and he said something like, you need to leave or something like that. And then, like, Rambo, like, gives him attitude. The guy turns around and, like, you see it's coming from a mile away. He, like, goes to, like, strike Rambo with the knife. His instincts just don't kick in. Yeah. And he gets hit with the knife and then, like, he gets sliced in the face.
Well, Rambo's now significantly older.
Sure.
I mean, your reflexes are going to slow.
I was like, oh, he's planning this. And then he just gets the crap beat out of him for like 30 seconds. He's like, his face is all like swollen. And they pretty much like turn out his daughter and everything. And it was like 4 days he was knocked out. He goes in to find her. And he like kills all the guys. I'm like, why didn't you do this before? Yeah. He hits them all in the head with a hammer. I'm like, it's pretty easy enough. He gets her. She's like all drugged up. Like she's got like tons of drugs on her arms. And she's like cold and like twitching. He takes her back home. She dies. She dies halfway to the plate to getting back home. She dies. I did not see that.
I didn't either.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, but that gives him motive now.
That's one thing that's not predictable about the whole film is you think, oh, he's going to get her back home. They're going to leave. She's going to get rehabilitated. He's going to take care of these guys.
But like that gives him like motive now. But I'm like, wow, I did not see that happen.
But I think he already had that. I mean, especially hitting the guys with the hammers and stuff. Like I think he was already willing to go back and kill them.
But they, you know, they had his license, so they like knew where he lived. They came. He sent his like sister / whoever she was away. He rigged everything, like the tunnels with like C4, all these traps, and I'm like, oh, he's home alone in them.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like the last like 20 minutes was just like these guys like
carnage,
a certain death. Oh my God, there was one. This guy gets his face like sliced.
Oh, that part was great. They slowed it down,
like halfway. Whoa. Like it like sliced into his skull like this.
Oh wow!
And like it just like was so haunting. I'm like, ugh. I was like, this is.
That's the one thing that Rambo's really good for is showing realistic gore.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was
realistic.
I haven't seen the first 3 films. Were those realistic at all? Okay.
No, but the fourth one.
He shot that explosive bullet at that one general, and he's just like,
oh, was it a spent uranium round or something?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, but what doesn't make sense is, okay, it takes forever the action to get going, and it's almost like it could keep going, but then they stop by him bringing the girl back, which is fine. Mm-hmm. They do have his license. He sets everything up But he also still has to go back there to piss them off even further, and he kills the brother of the leader.
He does.
But that's a great scene because he's driving back. And
so it's almost like there's two parts to the movie. You have the finale, sort of, but then something happens and he has to go back and fix the rest.
They should have, he shouldn't have had to gone back there. They had his address. They know he took the girl and he killed some of their men. They should have just been coming already. He didn't have to go back and start more shit.
Right.
But it was entertaining because, the guy got what he deserved. He decapitated the dude. And
he was driving back. Yeah,
yes.
He threw his head out of the...
On the open road.
On the open road.
Yeah.
Classic Rambo.
But yeah, once they get to the ranch,
I was like, how long was he holding that? Just like, wait for it. Hey, wait for it. Wait for it. All right, dump the head out the window.
Won't
so they get back to the
some
ranch and all
controversy.
these, Rambo gets shot twice from the main cartel dude. You think I thought he was gonna die because I was like, well, this is his last blood. So he setting off all these traps, and then he's he plays this song to throw them all off.
It's like her music, isn't it, or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets on the PA and or something, or it was a walkie-talkie, and he's like, if you want to live, follow the lights. And he turns on these lights that these light bulbs that lead the way out. But then he sets off the C4, so the guy's like, oh god, and he's running through the tunnels. And then he said something like, I'm gonna pull your heart out of your chest, or something like that. And
he's a man of his word.
He's like, I'm gonna pull your heart out of your chest to show you how you've done the same to me.
Yeah.
And then he corners him. Oh, he's in the barn and he's up against a wall. He's looking for him. He's like, where is this guy? And he looks up at the those the high rises in the barn where the window is. He's like, and then nothing happens. And then Rambo's like, yeah! And then he hits him with 3 arrows and pins him to the wall. Comes up, stabs him in the chest, cuts down, literally pulls his heart out of his chest. And he's like that. And I'm like, oh, he's already dead. He doesn't know what you're saying. Don't talk. You got him.
Yeah.
And then he did some stupid monologue of I live on so I can defend my family or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could have just panned out and gone to credits.
He got into his rocker on the bench, and if you didn't stick around, you get to see he did live. He's going to the mountains now on horseback.
What?
So
is that the end of the credits?
They show all the
they show
at the
sizzle
end
reel of all the other movies.
It shows him rocking on the porch, and then it shows him on horseback, all bloodied up, riding towards the mountains.
Nice.
He's rocking it. You're like, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of odd things. There's some close-ups in this film. I'm really questioning. Him and the reporter have this scene, and they're so close to each other. I'm just like, is he gonna make out with her? What's going on? And with the whole heart thing, I was afraid he was gonna bite the heart. Yeah, I thought he was really
I didn't do that.
Instead, he just drops it.
Nice,
but no, but it made up for everything in that end scene.
Sure, yeah.
For what it is. It's not terrible, but it could have been a better going out movie. 4 was, I think 4 ended great.
Yeah.
It was he went back home finally.
He went home and he can just do something.
And he never went home before. And they had production stills of him in full cowboy gear, he was a rancher now, which is okay, cool. But you never see any of that. There's a cool still of him on horseback, cowboy hat. He's got a coat, a big, cowboy coat, whatever. It's in the dark and there's rain. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool. These people are going to come to his ranch, but you never see any of that.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's they just cut a lot out, or they just didn't
film it. 4 could have just been a good, here's where we get off the train.
Yeah.
And the story will go on, but it will just be him just living a life that he never got to live now. So,
that's kind of what I took it as.
Well, for the 4th one, it could have been that, but now it's
it's just sad though because he seemed to have the happy ending finally, and it's nope, not happy. She's dead. Yeah. And it's just man.
Somebody should have yelled when he ripped out the heart and threw it on the ground. No, he was an organ donor.
Kalima.
He'd just be no one deserves this heart.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really disappointed that I went to see it in theaters, but I was just
I could have been better. Could have been better.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good rent movie?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it's a Sunday afternoon, you got nothing to do.
I'm glad I saw the 4th one in the theater. I'll just say that. But this one,
that was God. That that was just like, I think that was the first movie for me where like everything just felt so like turmoil, and there's like nothing like happy. And I was just like, oh, this kind of sucks. But like, I don't know. That's how some movies are. Like, that's where I realized like this is what some movies are.
Right. Well,
so yeah, it was.
It's funny. I was enjoying the end so much. I was laughing, and I was like, I better stop. But this is wrong to laugh at. But like, they're just all getting their due. These bad guys. It's just like a classic '80s film.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really care about, you know, oh, this is terrible. No, it's not. It's fun. But yeah, I doubt they'll make another one. I mean, I said that last time, but he's gonna be like,
I hope they don't make another one.
He's gonna be in his 80s if they wait again. I mean, it's just
make one more and then call it done.
Any more? Make no more. This was good enough.
It's not okay if you're
Rambo versus the Yeti.
It's funny how you say that. After the last Rambo, they did tease or think of an idea of him taking on like a superhumanoid, government made humanoid. Yeah, it would have been really stupid.
Deadpool.
I'm the Terminator.
The Predator crossover.
I mean, you're the Terminator Rambo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like Crystal Skull bad.
Yeah,
for what Rambo is, I'm saying
still an Indiana Jones movie.
Yes.
Crystal Skull's good.
So before we go, any recommendations?
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Okay,
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, whatever it's called.
Perfect.
It's a good movie. Also, God of War.
The game.
I don't think I've been on since I finished that game.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Really
fantastic game. Oh my god!
I've seen the Conan O'Brien, Bill Hader.
Yeah.
What's that show called they do? Conan does? Clueless Gamer?
Clueless Gamer, yeah.
It was really funny what they did with that.
But it is a really good, like, gameplay is, like, very solid. And, like, there's, like, no loading screens. Except for, like, loading into the game. But, like, everything's, like, takes you from beginning to end. There's no, like, loading between, like, opening a door or whatever.
Is it still pricey if you want to get that?
I think I got it for like maybe $30 or $40.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not like 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, probably went down.
That's the problem. Some of these games are so good, like they don't even become like a greatest hit for a while.
Oh yeah, they take a while. Yeah.
Like Grand Theft Auto is still expensive.
Yeah. Well, they just released the Spider-Man. Like it was like the game of the year or like something
Platinum Edition.
Yeah,
like all the DLCs and everything.
Right.
And I think still Arkham Knight is free for PlayStation Plus. It's not technically free because you pay $40 or whatever.
Sure.
It's got all the DLC, I'm pretty sure, and it's on the PlayStation Store. So if you got PS Plus, just go download that because it's a really good game. And it's almost Halloween, and that's when the game takes place. So
perfect. Yeah. Do that. I'm going to recommend X-Men Dark Phoenix. It just came out on Blu-ray, 4K, whatever you want to choose there. If you liked Venom, you'll like this. I know a lot of people I know a lot of people are just like, oh, it's just, the MCU has come and...
Where's Tony?
Yeah, pretty much. But, a lot of people dog these X-Men films. And yeah, this one, it was plagued with reshoots. Captain Marvel had a lot of similar things happening. They had to change a lot. This is also a first-time director. I think Simon Kinberg was his name. He wrote a lot of the X-Men before. It's a little messy of a film. I still enjoyed it. It's not terrible like a lot of people are saying it. I think since the MCU's come out, we've all become, a lot of us, snobs. These films remind me of like the early 2000s approach to making a film. Not necessarily bad, but yeah, it could be bigger, of course, but it's also got a great cast. And yeah, they did the Dark Phoenix story again, which is kind of a mistake, but I think it ended better than Last Stand. I hate Last Stand. But
well, they also didn't know that this was going to be the final X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, when they were shooting it, that's when the deal went through or something like that. Or, like, right at the tail end of, like...
production.
Editing and everything. So it's just like, well, I mean, they did what they could.
It was just, yeah. It's, I mean, it kind of has a nice little end, I guess.
At least it came out. New Mutants got done 2 years ago, and we're never going to see that movie.
Right. I know.
God.
It's terrible, but I would rent it for sure. If you're not a big collector of these films, I am, and I think it's a good film. It's not really a waste of your time, I don't think.
Also, if you're an MCU snob, just
try watching
any other movie. Try watching any other movie.
Yeah,
please.
if you liked Venom, you're gonna like this one. And
don't
Venom.
Don't even watch a superhero movie.
Venom had problems.
Watch any other movie. Everybody thinks like Marvel's like the peak of cinema. Right. Just watch a movie. Watch any other movie. It's fine.
I think we owe a lot to the X-Men franchise. They pretty much helped more comic book films get made.
Yeah.
Although, you could say Blade helped, and they all had their part, but X-Men really seemed, after the X-Men came out, you had Spider-Man, and which I think it was already in development, but you had all these X2, all these other great films and attempts. But yeah, my wish for the MCU, I think they'll do a good job with X-Men. I'm worried about the casting. Well, I'm optimistic, but X-Men to me
Can't wait to
are...
hear all the jokes they'll make.
X-Men to me are like, from the 90s cartoon.
Yeah.
That's my first introduction. That's what I want in the cinema. Yeah, and the song.
Yeah.
Use the song.
That song still goes.
Mm-hmm. You got to give it credit, like Bryan Singer took the film in realistic depth. At first, when you see Magneto, he's birthed in the concentration camp with it showing his powers. Like that was a first time thing to my knowledge.
Yeah.
The one complaint I've heard a lot is how we've gone through 30 years with these characters and they still look the same age.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
I'm like,
sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. But it's also just I don't know.
There are some plot points. Yeah.
Chalk it up to Wolverine. He doesn't age normally. Maybe the mutant gene. Yeah, maybe the mutant gene. Yeah. All the other X-Men make them age slowly. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're Magneto, this movie set in 92, and 10 years later he's supposed to be, or 8 years later he's supposed to look 60.
Right.
I'm
Ian McKellen.
Well, well, the first X-Men never says when it's set. It just says in the distant or in the near future.
Right. Everything has plot holes and vagueness to it. Even the MCU's greatest.
Even Endgame.
Yes. Yeah. Even Endgame. So
blasphemy. I know.
With that said, just go out and enjoy it. Rent it if you don't want to really buy it, but I think it's worth adding to your collection.
If you don't want to watch it and you just want to complain about it, just shut up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That too.
Nobody cares.
That too. Well, with that said, we'll be back. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
And I'm Joey.
Take care.
Bye.